What's up, Trad Nation? This is
Breaking Trad.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Breaking Trad. I'm Alan.
And I'm Matt.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Brittany.
And today we are at the 2022 Single String Archery Bootcamp. And our first guests, some people who had the opportunity to experience the course and get to speak to some of the mentors. Ladies, we've got Mandy and Cheyenne Boggs. How are you guys doing?
We're good.
Yep. So the mic counts, yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Mandy. Go first.
Oh, wow. Let's see. We live in Indiana. Sorry. And this is my daughter, Cheyenne. She's 15, freshman this year.
Right.
You know, it's mother-daughter shooting team, I guess.
That's awesome.
Recurve in a compound.
Hey.
So, yeah, that's kind of our story, I guess.
So,
Where we're from, that's kind of like Alabama Auburn, but you know.
yeah, right?
It's like the house divided.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
So, Cheyenne, tell us about she said a freshman, was that right?
Yep, I'm a freshman at Hamilton Heights High School in Indiana.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, you out here shooting today?
No, I'm not. I'm just here like watching and like listening to all the mental game side of things that I can take back to my side.
Yeah.
There
Awesome.
you go.
Awesome.
Very smart.
We're the split side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what was one of your favorite aspects of today?
Probably Joel Turner
Joel
and the
Turner?
mental side, and then definitely gonna talk to him later and get more into my head. I mean, like I have his book, but that doesn't do it justice to be in person.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Mandy, how about
Definitely.
yourself? Oh, sorry, go
No,
ahead.
I was just reiterating.
Yeah, I got you. Mandy, your favorite part?
No, all of them were great. They were all great. Calvin and Dwayne are going to help me try to get my gaps and stuff down tomorrow morning. That's been a huge struggle for me, and just trying to learn that process for my career going forward in archery.
Okay,
So
cool.
are you gonna go to Kentucky? Are you gonna
London?
For for the trials.
Yeah.
Yes, for
That's
the Team
awesome.
USA. That's my goal right now, is
awesome.
to go to trials June 1st and 2nd and see where that takes me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Happy
trying to
for
get
you.
trying to get that bow all set up and tuned up, ready to go. So
Awesome. Very
thank you.
Well, unfortunately, the way it's set up, we kind of got to run through, because everybody's trying to take
Yeah,
off. We got dinner and everything. But
Great.
I really appreciate you guys coming over
Yeah,
here and
thank
talking
you.
to us.
You guys are awesome. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
As a matter of fact, Mandy will be back
I will.
in
Oh,
just
yeah.
a few short weeks.
Yeah.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
She's gonna
Yes,
come
I
on.
will.
Who's your traditional, right?
Hoosier Traditional Archers. Yeah. It's a club out of Indiana. We're also holding the Taz World Championship.
It's coming up.
John Fort and I will be on to talk about all the stuff coming up there.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Yay.
Can't wait to have
Can't
you
wait.
back.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, to keep it moving, we
Yep.
appreciate it. Thank you very much. We're going to call our next guest now. okay?
Perfect. Thank
All
you,
right,
guys.
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there a Dwayne in the house? Yep. Here he comes.
Yeah.
He's in the house.
Sunburn.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you, crispy.
You don't look too crispy.
I am crispy.
Oh, I see it a little more now.
Yes, I got all kinds of crispy going
Oh,
on.
man.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my
Wow,
God.
there
Yeah,
You were in the
feel like I've been
sun.
laying on the beach, and I don't lay on the beach.
Right.
So-
oh, man.
Not to go too in depth.
Yep.
Can you kind of give us a little bit of what your mentorship was about out there?
It was good. Had 7 different groups, of course. I went over making sure everybody had a method of shooting the bow.
Okay.
You know, where if you see a target at 25 yards, you knew how to hit the spot you wanted to hit. Because a lot of people shoot instinctive, which is a method.
Mhm.
A lot of people gap or string walk or something else. I just wanted to make sure if anybody had any questions about any 4 of those methods or 3 of those methods, I could try to answer questions.
Well, you guys have any questions?
We have lots of questions.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to like just get out here with all you guys and like, okay, look at me and tell me what I didn't do right.
Right. Yeah. And, we didn't do a tremendous amount of shooting today. We're going to do some shooting tomorrow morning. And, we can look at you and give you pointers, because it's hard to change everything, and you're probably not doing much wrong or much that could be improved on.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, you're probably an overachiever, but I mean, we'd be glad to look and simply make suggestions, especially if it's something blatantly obvious.
Yeah.
I am not a coach. I cannot say, okay, you need to do this and that. If it's blatantly obvious, absolutely, I can make suggestions
Yeah.
that'll
Well, the
make
good
things
thing,
better.
It's like you have a lot of experience. You know how the gap shooting aspect and then
Correct.
the barebow,
Yep. Yep.
string walking aspect of
Yep.
things. So I think you got some good advice. given
Well, I
up there.
appreciate that. And I've done it all up to what I'm doing now. I started out instinctive. I wasn't happy with that accuracy.
Mhm.
So I switched to gap shooting, which gave me greater accuracy. And now I'm string walking, which has given me even better accuracy. Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Yeah. So maybe I'll catch you on the side because I do have a question, but I don't want to hold anybody up.
No problem.
So,
Yep.
Well, real quick, I just want to know what's the one thing that I can do to shoot a perfect score every time? Just that one thing.
Quit today while you're ahead.
Right.
That's what I figured your answer would be.
Daryl Pace last night said he wanted to do, his personal goal was this, and he achieved that personal goal 14 years after he wanted to do that personal goal.
Right.
Took him 14
Making
years.
Small goals for yourself is a good way to
It
start.
is.
Yeah.
Personal
Shooting
best.
those clean rounds.
You
and
bet. Yep.
Eliminating those fives.
Yeah, exactly.
Moving up.
If you go to a 3D event, try not to shoot a miss.
Yeah.
If you don't, then when you get to you're not shooting a miss, try not to shoot a 5,
Yeah.
and then try to eliminate as many 8s as possible. Yep.
Moving up.
Moving up.
Moving up.
That's right. Keep moving up.
All right. Well, again, this is the second time you've been on the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we really appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for coming.
No, thanks for having
Yes.
us. We're happy to be here.
Yep.
So we're just gonna keep the ball rolling, but I think we're gonna come up with Michael Holson and Karen Holson.
Okay. Yep. They're right here close by, I think.
Yeah, they're right
Thanks,
there.
Dwayne.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thank y'all.
That was a big old butt on there.
It's new asphalt.
Oh, did it sink in?
Well, it's not gonna go. There you go.
There you go. That'll work.
I see it.
All right, Karen, we're gonna put this mic in between us.
Okay.
All right. Let me go first because I've got a short resume. You've got the longer resume.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Here we go, guys.
We can take it off the stand real quick.
I think what we're going to do is take it off the stand and pass it back and forth. That'll make it a little bit louder.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Slide with that, y'all face.
Perfect.
There you go.
We're going to be able to see everybody. We don't want to lose a nose.
There we go.
Well, I've lost one before. It's all good.
So,
Yeah.
Michael,
Yes.
Karen, why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm a volunteer with the Game and Inland Fisheries. I'm a level 4 coach, shotgun coach, and I work for Karen. I retired in 2012. We've been doing this for a long time. So actually, Karen has a longer resume, and so I'm going to pass it on to her. I do whatever she needs to have done.
Okay.
That's it. Hauling targets, inventory, whatever it is. All right, Karen, you got it? Yeah, all right. I love you, honey.
Hi, my name is Karen Holson, and I work for the Department of Wildlife Resources in Virginia. We're both from Virginia. We've lived there for 40 years, and I've worked for the department for over 20. And I started with Hunter Ed, and I went to the NASP program for the Virginia Department of Wildlife Resources. And I've done that for about 17 years, which is really cool. So it started with, 10 schools, and we're up over 1,000 schools. So lots of kids shooting bows. But some of the kids wanted to go to higher levels. So Michael and I, we became judges, and we said, okay, and we became coaches, level 4 NTS and NASP specialists. So we said, okay, in order to teach kids how to be at a higher level, we have to compete. So we start. So that's where it all started. Michael started 5 years ago. I started 4 years ago. And we've been competing, and so we would know what the kids were feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so when they said, "I'm nervous," we could say, "Okay, this is what you do." Right, exactly. And so we could relate to exactly what they were feeling.
That's great.
And we could tell them techniques that worked for us and worked for other archers. Because once you get into barebow, man, you have got, I mean, the Nass family is huge, okay?
Yeah.
But the archery family is huge,
Yeah.
okay? So yeah, I mean, and so we were doing it as a family. The other people saw us doing that. So since their kids were shooting, they started shooting. So we have families shooting. And so,
Great.
yeah, that was awesome. And here was the cool part was, some of the kids wanted to, when they graduate, NASP is over.
Okay.
So they went into barebow.
All right.
So we have our competition on our line is kids that we have taught. And so we started teaching adults because
that's great.
for families, okay? And then that just expanded to just singular people who wanted to learn barebow. And, we go to them, they come to us, we go to ranges that are in the area, and we do lessons.
That's
and so
awesome.
We take them to we take them to national
events.
state and national events. And I was on the line with Scott Carmine, and he was bound and determined to beat Mike Holson. And I thought, oh my God! So
game on.
Game on.
Yeah.
He didn't, but it's okay. But I do want you to know that Karen is third in the nation for outdoor masters, last national.
Awesome.
Third in the indoor masters, and I'm 6th and 8th respectively. So we're in the top 10, and it's only taken us 4 or 5 years to get here.
That's
Wow.
impressive.
And 2 years was COVID.
Yeah,
yeah,
I know.
right.
2 years was,
Wow.
Didn't do anything.
but I'll tell you what,
That didn't stop us from shooting.
No.
we have a 70 meter in our driveway, asphalt, and we would practice every day. And we said, well, when COVID's over, we're breaking out, and that's exactly what we've done.
Right. So we love coming to events like this.
Yeah.
Like
Do y'all
to
learn a lot to take back to your students? and all the
absolutely,
ways
absolutely.
with
I
and-
mean, and that's the beauty of barebow and single string is there's always something to learn
Oh,
and always something new to try.
Yes.
So absolutely, this is what we do.
I know. That's
This
great.
is what we do.
So
this weekend, this is huge.
Yeah.
This is awesome because we have world-class archers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Incredible
I mean, not
archers.
just state and national, world-class archers
Right.
teaching us techniques, and we learn them, and then we can bring them back.
So
Yeah.
So, in your opinion, and from the both of you, both can answer, what was one of the biggest things that you took away from this?
Okay. When I was working with Dwayne, Joel, Mark, actually all of them. Okay. I took little nuggets from each one.
Right.
Okay. Because Karen and I, we know how to shoot.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was those aspects of what we were weak in that we concentrated on getting that or receiving that information and asking those really in-depth questions to say, okay, how do I do this just a bit better?
Gotcha.
And every one of them, I have a lot, high respect, more so than I did now. I mean, before, now for all the mentors.
Oh, yeah.
It's huge.
Yep.
I mean, it's just awesome. So
And I would say the same thing. I mean, there's a nugget from everybody that you can take home,
Oh yeah.
Understood.
which is
They
very
all
cool.
touched on
And
different
there's,
things.
I've got a whole pocket full of nuggets.
Yeah.
So you're gonna take those nuggets home and issue them out.
There you go.
Yeah.
well,
there you go.
our students are waiting.
I got you.
They knew that we were coming. So
Yeah. It's very good. No, that's good. I was going to say exactly the same thing. I mean, it's hard to be around this many people without learning something
Oh, yeah.
new. And being positive, I think, is probably one of the best things that you can do when you're shooting. I mean, are you going to miss the target? Yeah. 3D is new to us, so we can shoot paper all day
I
long.
missed the target 3 times over here because my crawl was wrong. I crawled incorrectly.
Yeah.
And I thought, what am I doing? I know how to shoot. It was a great line, and I broke an arrow too. But it's okay. It's all good.
Yeah.
We have an arrow fund, so
Yeah. I know. We do too.
We know the fun.
yeah, right.
Well, Mike, Karen, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you for
With the
asking.
time frame, like I said, we just keep the ball rolling.
Absolutely.
So, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And, don't leave without letting us get your phone number.
Absolutely, we will. We will. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
No, thank you.
I've watched you all before. I like it.
All right. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay, thank you.
So is there a Trevor Fielder sitting around anywhere real close?
Is he hot?
Trevor.
It's probably in there. Thank you, guys.
He just said, hey.
Thank y'all.
He's coming.
You could sense it, or was it the audio?
No, I was actually moving this way before you said
Okay.
His beard was tingling.
His beard was tingling.
flapping in the breeze. Heidi ho.
Good
neighbors.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Trevor Fielder. Trevor, how are you?
A little tired, but I'm feeling good and feeling good about my experience this weekend with everybody. Yep.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
I think that's the consensus so far.
I'm pretty sure all you guys, all the mentors, are a little wore out and drugged down.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I underestimate, this is the word, but you don't really think about trying to say the same thing 7 times over the course of the entire day. Sore throat, fever-like conditions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the sunburn.
Yeah. Nothing's nice dinner at the Mexican restaurant won't fix.
Right.
Some queso.
A little glass is shaped like this.
Yeah. A little adult beverage.
Yeah.
So, without going too much into it, can you kind of give us an idea of what you were trying to take on out there?
Me specifically, or as a group?
Well, to your group, like as the group.
Oh, okay. What was I talking about to the group? I guess just I'll try to make it as quick as possible, but I'm trying to condense down and use as many visual aids as possible to show people what really is important in archery, because the biggest thing that took me the longest to figure out is that the people that spend a lot of time winning and on the podium are not doing a lot of the really complicated things that people are worried about. So, we have a problem in archery that we've never had before, in that we have information overload. So, 20 years ago, there was not enough information. Now there's too much, right? So we're getting, when you have a lot of information, you have a lot of bad information. So people are headed down the wrong path this way or that way or whatever. So I tried to put people back on a path of revisiting the basics of archery and digging deeper, not necessarily simply, but digging deeper on the basics, the simple stuff, right? And in that, I hope that most people will find the biggest value and the biggest gain in their archery.
Yeah, definitely.
One thing that you said out there that kind of touched base with me is, like, you have all these aspects that comes with the process, with archery in general, right? But you don't ever leave one behind. If you've got one at 70%, you got 3 others at 30%. You want to work those 3 up and match in every aspect.
Yeah. So I've done a lot of different stuff, both with and without archery in my professional career as well. And I tried to draw on some of those things I know about presenting to people. And I wanted to give people just 3 or 4 things that they could latch onto. Yeah. And I wanted to sort of explain it in a way to bring back the importance. I'm putting something in front of you that you might consider to be simply pretty simple, right? A very simple thing, and it's easily overlooked because in your mind it's so simple. Right. Oh, I know that, I got that. Whatever that is. And you just move on to more complicated things because that's what our brains like to churn on, right? That's the society we're in, is let's get complicated and let's get dirty and down in the weeds. But if we step back for a minute to these simple basics of archery, the simple concepts, and really work on mastery of those instead of trying to figure out something super complicated. We find a lot of gains and we find a lot of ways to improve archery that we never thought of. Just go back and revisiting the way we think about stuff that we've already processed in our mind and moved on from.
Yeah. Okay. I like the stay positive thing.
Yeah.
I'm bad about putting myself on tilt, I mess up and then I get in my head and then I just expect myself to keep doing it instead of just being like, that's over with.
Move forward.
It's like I told people, you can't just turn that off for archery, and everybody, it's pretty much common knowledge nowadays. I don't think it surprises too many people when you say, if you're a negative person, especially toward your archery, that's going to negatively affect your performance. We know that.
Energy.
But you got to remember, you can't You can't just turn it on and off for archery. You can't be positive about your archery and negative in your everyday life. You've got to be positive all the time.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, you guys got anything you want to ask?
I think the being positive thing really stands out and shows how important it really is, because that's something that everybody here talked about.
Yeah. People see people on podiums or they see scores and they weren't at the event, or some way a perception of a person's excellence might get interpreted, and people don't really understand. It's like an iceberg. You see on the surface what effort level you think that person put into it to get there, but there's a lot more that they're doing in the background that you're not seeing.
Yeah.
These people that are consistent performers year in and year out, and there's honestly very few of them that you can look at and say for a long period of time they've performed consistently almost every time at an extremely high level. These people are putting in work every day, not just specifically to archery, but everything around archery, everything in their life, and they're thinking about it and how it affects their archery and reeling it all in for max performance, right?
Yeah, and it's a lot to do. It's a lot.
Well, if you guys ain't got nothing else, I guess we'll move on to our next one. Thank you, Trevor, for coming on. Thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for letting us
We've had a
be
fun
here.
time with you out here. Like I told you guys, you're the swag king, man. You got shirts in 3 different colors, and yeah.
Oh, there's more to come.
Yeah.
We got more coming.
Hats. We ran out of hats, right?
Yes, they're sold out.
We got some in the
Dang.
mail somewhere.
Okay.
so.
I know what that's like. I got
Yeah.
hat problems too.
I'm gonna have to get me one of those.
I know.
Yeah.
I like that one.
So this was a special run I did in 2019 when I made the team, and I kind of kept them. It's the local bow shop that supported me, and then my string company, and that was a one-time run. But I got some other colors in the car and hook you guys up.
Oh,
okay,
we have to
for
come
sure.
check them out.
Be awesome.
Yeah, we might do another special run this year, maybe possibly as a fundraiser if I get lucky and make team
Oh,
again.
yeah, for
You know.
team.
There you go.
Definitely. It's
So.
a great idea.
Well, all right, man. Well, thank you very much again. Thanks for having us. And,
Yeah. Thanks for coming out.
We'll get back with you tomorrow. I'm sure we'll do a little bit of
I
that
know.
other
We're
stuff,
excited
yeah.
to get out there and do some shooting.
Oh yeah, tomorrow we're gonna do more fun, more shooting, less clouding your brains with things, and let's try to start putting some of that into action.
Arrows.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Thank you
Yep.
very much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Trevor.
So, there is a Maggie
Burn singer.
Britton singer.
Burn singer.
Next.
Is there anybody else that just participated and would like to tell their experiences?
You want to come on? Come on.
Yeah, you just tell them how awesome one was.
We're not good at this either.
Yeah. Somehow or another, we
Here's
just
your
keep
mic.
doing it.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
I'm sorry. I went through and I wrote names down. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get your name. Can you tell me your name?
Allison Eaton.
Allison Eaton. Is this the first time you've attended something like this?
For this type of thing,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right. So
Are you a barebow? Like, are you a barebow shooter? Traditional?
I'm barebow now.
Barebow?
I switched in 2019 and then COVID and a bunch of other medical things happened. So I'm really trying to learn that.
okay.
I was Olympic recurve for over 30 years.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Okay.
All right.
That's awesome.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
This is, let me tell you, barebow is much harder for me.
Is it?
Yes.
Why much? So, why so?
I don't know if it's the technical aspect of it. Like I thought, oh, this is great. The bow is so much simpler. It's just like me and the bow, and
Yeah.
the shot's going to be all about what I can do. And I think that's the problem.
Well, you have to
feel that.
you've gone from knowing something for so long and comfortable in that, and then you switch it up.
Yeah,
Like
and
it always gets you somewhere.
And that sight, clicker, and stabilizers really do give you an advantage. I mean,
Yeah.
it's obvious in the scores, right? But
Yeah.
although some of these top barebow archers are shooting just as well as the recurve archers are, it's. But for me, at least, it was a dramatic difference.
No.
Okay.
So, what did you think about the mentors today and all the different lessons and stuff they were?
I thought it was fantastic because, I'm coming from experienced field shooting with an Olympic recurve to trying to learn how to do it with a bear bow, as well as trying to learn to shoot bear bow. And there were a lot of like little detail type questions, and in several of the stations, the mentors got deep enough to help answer some of my questions. And then there were also aspects that I knew nothing about, like gap shooting, for instance.
Right.
And I was able to learn something from a very basic level on that. So it was great. I loved it.
Awesome.
Good, awesome. Isn't it cool that like single string community, like there's so many different aspects and different styles, and
you
it's
can
kind of
pick and
crazy.
choose,
Like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
we shoot like I shoot traditional, traditional, but learning about like the bear bow and like crawl, like string walking, the crawl, and all that kind of stuff. Like I've never done any of that, so that's what I was trying to absorb little bits. So
Right.
Right,
and I'm trying to kind of make a hybrid shot out of what I did as Olympic recurve and what I'm trying to do as bear bow, because I've had a couple surgeries and it's messed up my shoulders and stuff. So it's like, okay, I'm going back to where I know I've got hundreds of thousands of shots of muscle memory.
Yeah.
And maybe eventually I can, get back to a bear bow shot. Like I'm anchoring under my chin.
I got you.
And so trying to make that work is a bit challenging too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, did Maggie make her way out?
Right here.
So, I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
You're going to have to excuse me, and I apologize. It's been a long day, but can you give us your name one more time?
Allison Eaton, and sometimes you hear I go by Allie too.
Allie. Okay. Well, it's nice to have you on.
Thank you.
for
I
coming on
appreciate
and
it.
telling us about your experience.
Thank you.
We're gonna bring on Miss Maggie Britton. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you said it right.
We got
She said,
it.
yeah, you got it. So, Maggie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. You guys
Pretty
good?
good.
Yeah, we're good too.
All right.
You
I mean, I can ask your questions, or do you want to ask your questions?
go ahead.
Well, tell us what you shoot.
There you go.
There
Thank
you
you.
go.
Like all the equipment, like products, like
Well, no,
Or
just
just-
like, are you bear bow and or traditional recurve longbow? Like what?
bear bow.
Remember?
Yeah.
How long have you been shooting for?
4 years now, I think, or close to it.
So, needless to say, you're still in the kind of the beginner stages.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I'm not a pro.
I'm sorry. One more time.
I'm not a pro.
None of us either.
Well, we're not either. None of us are pros.
Look at us.
Yeah, we still shoot fives and we still miss targets.
And that's why we're here, because we're not pros. We're trying to learn how to be one.
So, tell us a little about yourself. You in school?
Yes. I'm in 11th grade right now, and I do CCA. It's a Pennsylvania online charter. I plan on hopefully going to college for
Archery?
yes,
That's awesome.
State?
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Well, that's all right. You could come to Alabama, but who knows?
Kentucky's number one, aren't they?
Yeah, that's what
We
I
need
hear.
to change that.
Right?
I don't think we have one.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So do you shoot like what like where do you shoot for like school now? Is it like S3DA? What kind of
I actually don't shoot for any like scholastic.
so they don't have one at school. Our schools don't have them either. We've got very few like that our kids can shoot. So.
Yeah, it's difficult since I'm online. So like,
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
true.
I used to do S3DA though.
Okay.
I did last year. Last year was I decided it was my last year for it. So
Yeah.
It'd be kind of hard to shoot online
Yeah.
and send videos of you shooting.
I've heard people like they do that some places.
Yeah.
Really?
There was like COVID was going on. They had some weird like different kind of things.
You set up like 2 GoPros and
I swear I've heard
Like
about
we
it.
do.
right.
Heard about it.
So, kind of tell us, your experience. What did you end up getting out of the boot camp today with all the mentors and doing the stations and all that?
I got a lot out of every station.
Good.
I got a lot of help with like the mental side of the shot that Joel Turner did with shot IQ and everything being a decision that you make. It's not you're not guessing, it's just a solid decision that you have to make.
Right. Like what was the mantra? I can't recall. It's am I on? Yes, I am. Let it go.
Here I go.
Here I go.
I
That's
got you.
it.
I got you.
Wow, you really messed that up.
Close enough.
Right. Well, okay, Maggie. Thank you for coming on. Thanks for talking to us. We really appreciate it. I reiterate, we're trying to keep it going. So I think we're going to bring our next guest, and thank you again.
Thank you.
We look forward to.
all of your
We look forward. Hopefully, you get on that Kentucky archery team.
Yeah.
Thank
We're gonna
you.
be looking for you.
Don't forget to follow Breaking Track, because when you do, we will just call you and have you back on the show.
We'll need you back so you can tell us about the college.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Maggie. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thanks, Maggie.
Thank you.
Last but not least, our final guest of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Fawn Gerard. Fawn, how are you? She grabbed that mic like a pro.
I know how to go. Never. It's all good.
So we got to witness your teaching skills today.
Sweet.
We did.
Did you learn anything?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Good deal.
You picked on me a little bit, so yeah.
Well, I mean, you're kind of easy to pick on. You got one
He
of those
really is.
faces.
He
Got one of the faces.
Yeah.
You know that you can pick on him because he's not gonna get mad. His feelings aren't gonna get hurt. and-
I don't think
I don't
Fawn
really
cares
care.
about that.
I'm not that type of person to really care. Sorry. Get over it. I think people need to grow a little bit harder or tougher skin, and maybe that'll help them out a little bit more.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was cool.
You know, I mean,
Great.
life. So yeah.
So how?
It's
are you
cool. He
feeling?
joined a gym afterwards.
Yeah.
How am I feeling? I'm feeling great. I think that the boot camp has been a success so far, and I think tomorrow will be a real big, a nice ending to a great weekend, and hopefully people take what they need away from it and move on, and reach out when they get to that next step, because some people, we're all at different levels here,
Yeah.
and so if we can just get you to the next level and then help you some more to the next level, or give you enough contacts so that you can get to another level.
Yeah, sorry about that. You can actually put that mic in that.
Yeah.
Or take that off. Your call.
We had a couple, so
But-
we let them pass it back and forth.
Well, yeah, it was Mike and Karen. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know. This thing ain't. Whatever. Anyway,
Just
it's
leave it.
fine. It's all right.
Sorry.
So anyway, but no, I just, as long as they make the contacts, and that's another big thing about Barebow Boot Camp or Single String Boot Camp, is to make the contacts, to find the people that you fit with, and then get those numbers, and then work with them and work it out, so that you can continue to learn and continue to grow.
All right.
And then like some people, I may not be their cup of tea, which is fine. I'm got a little spicy, but they might be able to find somebody else that I love you too. They might be able to find somebody else like Paul Helms,
Right.
that's a little bit more in their wheelhouse. So it's one of those things. He's more of a chamomile, and so it's kind of one of those things that if that's what they like, then that fits them, and that's what it's about, is to get all these different people out here so that you can see where they fit in, and so who can I learn the best from, and then. The other thing is we are pumping information. I mean, it is pumping information. 45 minutes with one person is a short amount of time for the amount of information that we are giving. So it's one of those things of put it in your box. Hopefully you wrote on the sides of the box because there's that much information, but then keep it to where hey, so-and-so talked about this. I'm at that point now. Let me give them a call. Because, I don't know how many. I had a bunch of phone calls and messages today when I'm here from people that couldn't come. And so it's one of those things of, yeah, absolutely. We are there. I don't know any of us that would just be like, I don't know who that is. Whatevs,
No phone screens? You guys don't screen calls?
I do. If I don't know the number, if you don't leave me a message, I'm not calling you back. So, because, my car warranty is up.
Right.
But that's your last chance to get it.
Right.
Last chance.
Yeah, last chance, even though they'll call you 6 more times
Right.
that day.
At least.
That day.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, it's just about, learning, and we got little ones and we've got big ones, and we're all at different places. So it's what can we learn? Vanessa, what did you learn today? A whole bunch of stuff or a whole little bit of stuff? Come over here. So this is Vanessa Peplinski, right? Did I say it right? Okay, she is one of my son's besties. She is, you're 12 now, right? No. Yes, 12. She's 12 now, and she's been shooting with us for a year.
Awesome.
And she is a hot little bow bear chick. Absolutely killing it. And this is her first big like event to come to. So I mean she's
meeting all these awesome
heck yeah.
people.
You know, and then tomorrow we're gonna take a whole bunch of pictures of her with a bunch of awesome people and then get them to sign them later.
That's great.
Yes,
Yeah.
awesome.
So
That's
but
gonna be
we've got
awesome.
kids all the way from her all the way up to, you know, there's 3 guys here that I work with from Columbus, Ohio, and they're in their 80s.
Oh, really?
And we're all learning and we're all, and you know, we're at different levels, and that's what it's got to be, is that, you know, hopefully when we were out there, we touched on all of that. And then tomorrow we're also going to do some bigger breakouts to where it's bigger groups. I know I'm taking all the ladies and we're going to go out for an hour and a half and we're going to talk about some lady things. And then we're also going to talk about, you know, what we see is different and how it is interpreted different than the men, because sorry, we've got boobage, you know, or chesticles, as my son calls them.
You don't have more problem than I do. But
Yeah, well, but it's all about chesticles, right? So it's one of those things that, you know, how can we better the sport and how can we just keep going with it? And this once a year, this annual thing would be awesome.
I think you guys are doing great. I think this was incredible. I was pleasantly surprised. I wasn't really sure what we were getting into, and then when we get out here, it's like I think there's a lot of mental stuff that I need to work on. I learned a lot in regards to what I need to pick up or take away from this whole thing. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we appreciate you guys putting on. And too, it benefits the U.S. archery team, right?
Absolutely. So anybody who's trying out for any of the teams, it's gonna help them. And you know, we don't, like I said, you know, in my podcast earlier with you guys, you know, we don't want to leave the best archers here just because we can't afford it.
Right.
We will figure it out. We will. I mean, I know how to do raising money and doing the raffles and do waffles on Facebook, but doing different things to be able to raise this money. Your community will, if you make a U.S. team, your community will pull behind you. They will pull behind you, and you know, we are here also, which you need to have some skin in the game. I'm not paying full ride for you to go and have a vacation, for you to go, hey, I'm going on a freebie. No, you got to have some skin in the game, whether, you know, monetary, money wise, and you need to be ready for it. You need to be, you can't, I don't want to hear, oh, well, I tried out, I made the team and I haven't touched my bow since then.
Yeah.
That just makes me want you to punch you in the throat. I mean, seriously, but it does, because it's like, you know, I busted my booty to get here and do this and do this, and then you're gonna take that, and somebody else could have made that team and kicked ass in your spot and worked for it. Well, I said A. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay. But you know, so, and then we want to make sure that these younger kids that are coming up see that we are working and we are trying to do this and then building this so that they have it when they're older.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah.
So,
keep it going.
You guys got anything you want to ask Fawn, or we're wrapping up?
No, I think I'm good.
Well, Fawn, thank you.
I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. We're
Me
gonna
too. You
We're ready
guys
to like pull the
are
bows
taking
out.
the ladies and going.
I was gonna say we are gonna shoot. We are gonna shoot
I'm
tomorrow.
ready to sling some arrows.
Yeah.
And you
So-
tell me how horrible my form is.
Yeah, that's what I told Dwayne. I was like, I want somebody to look at me and tell me how not good I am.
It's gonna be
Everything
great.
I'm doing wrong.
What do I
See,
need to
but I don't think that's. I mean, if you see, I don't know. I have a different perspective on things as far as form goes, because I know enough archers that are good archers that have crappy form.
Yeah.
Oh, just wait.
But as long as they're consistent, as long as you're consistent and you know what you're doing, you can get it there. And then you tweak it along the way. Because when I started archery, they were like, "Oh my gosh, her thumbs up, her hands, her fingers in her nose. she's her elbows real high. Oh my
I'm doing
gosh,
like a curtsy with
she
my
ain't gonna
feet.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get you.
Yeah.
We got kids that we call ballerinas on our group. But you know, it's one of those things of, if you're doing it consistent and it's comfortable, you're going to do it more consistent. So if you're comfortable and consistent and you know what's going on, it doesn't matter. You're putting it in there.
Right.
Prove me wrong.
Just
Right.
I got belt buckles that prove that.
Yeah.
That I got my finger up, or my finger in my nose and my thumb in by my eyeball. Yeah. So I mean, you know, it all comes down to consistency and knowing where your arrow is going to shoot.
So, but legitimately, like for real, belly in or belly out?
You need to have a strong core.
Okay.
And you don't, and if you have your belly out, as long as you're standing strong, honestly, really your butt should be tight.
I got you.
because that's going to pull everything in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, I mean, it's not pulling your stomach in.
Right.
It's going to be pulling your butt in.
And that's not something I'm going to help you out with.
Do
That's
some
fine.
sit-ups.
No, just somebody go up behind him.
We do it with the bow. We just get the bow tip.
Tighten up.
Watch the U.S. national finals. and I one of the people that I was shooting with kept every time he'd put his bow back, he'd get me right in the between leg. I'm like, dude, I'm married. I love you, but woo, hey baby, you know. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's like it's bare bow. Woo.
I know. I think we've all been violated.
Yeah, at least by the tip of a bow or an arrow.
With mine earlier
Yeah, I
out
see
there.
her
Oh,
straight
Christ.
Wilcox
I
somebody.
didn't mean to. I feel really bad. He snuck up behind me and sat down.
Oh
and
no,
I
he
swung it.
no, he deserved it then.
I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, if you're in the bare bow, if you're in the single string community, you know, you know it's going to eventually happen.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well,
Well, thank you guys for coming
No,
and
thank
doing
you
this.
for
I mean,
having
seriously,
us.
coming out though and enjoying this and really taking it in and giving us the chance and then putting it out there for us. I mean, we really appreciate
No,
that.
we
Well, no,
appreciate
thank
y'all
you.
for having us. We
so-
learned a lot.
this is gonna happen again next year. We got dates on next year's yet?
Oh, God, no.
She's got tears. You just made her eyes tear up.
So I don't think. I mean,
It's too soon.
it's well because it's a lot. It really is. It's a lot to get together. It's a lot to do. And Dwayne and I or Dwayne and I always joke that this is me and Dwayne's baby.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an ugly baby, but it's a good. I mean, it's a baby. And then inviting Trevor in as the crazy uncle or whatever you want to call him, to do this, it's a lot to get all the mentors together to figure out what we're gonna do. My husband has been busting his behind out there. I mean, he's the one that set all the courses. He's ran nonstop. He's doing it. And God knows I am so blessed with having him. But it's a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a great central location, so it works. And we are blessed enough to have a club like this that we can use.
Yeah.
We've got great workers like Rodney and Rick and the Bowen brothers and just a bunch of the Mike and oh man, Larry. They're amazing individuals that come out here and they don't even shoot bare bow. I mean, they don't shoot single string. They shoot compounds and they're out here and they help set this stuff and they help do this. And it's like just as a community out here is amazing. So we will definitely be doing it again. Next year,
Sometime.
we're not really sure. It'll probably be about the same time again, just because it's easy to get the club and get everything easier to get the club. And then the weather is, I mean, today, last weekend it was snowing, man.
It is
Last
windy.
weekend it was snowing though.
Oh, wow.
Like
Wow.
snowing. Like we had snow on the ground
It was
last
really
weekend.
warm today.
And so we were like so lucky with the weather this year. So, and last year it was really nice too, but we did it a little bit later in the year. So or 2 years ago, we did it later in the year. So yeah, definitely we'll be having it again.
We look forward to it. Hopefully,
We have some newer mentors, some different mentors. I'm sure Dwayne and I will be here until we die, but it's one of those things. But thank you guys for supporting us because we really appreciate it.
Well, no, thank
Thanks
you.
for letting us come out.
Well, all right.
Awesome.
I guess that wraps us up then, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless Mick's gonna come on and talk to us for a minute.
going to be the comic relief after that.
Where'd he go?
I'm not really sure.
Mick.
Oh, he
Oh,
might be.
did he? Well, I
We
guess
were
that's it,
shooting.
guys.
Mick is lame. Just in case he's still here.
That's all right. I'm gonna get him tomorrow with the portable one. Where's the portable thing?
Oh, it's
Mike?
over there.
Yeah, I got him. We'll get him.
So, you guys have fun, yeah?
Oh, definitely.
Yes, I'm hungry and need a bath.
Agreed. All of the above.
Which were you agreeing that she's hungry and needs a bath, or
Babe.
So, is it Mexican food tonight, or
Wait, where's the Mexican?
is it
Where's
Buffalo
Trevor?
Wild Wings? What is it?
We need Trevor to tell us where the good Mexican food
There was
is.
a Roosters, a Buffalo Wild Wings, and I think we had decided we were going to ask Fawn where we needed to go. Or you might know where we need to go.
There's a tin cap. They have live music, a food truck there.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It's right here downtown, right at the courthouse.
Okay.
Good place. They have homemade apple cider.
Oh, okay.
That sounds delicious.
Say it one more time. Tin Cat.
Yeah, tin cap.
Awesome.
I think we might have seen that last night.
Okay.
Oh, no. We'll have
Well,
to go there.
we will have to check it out.
It's Wind warning, apple cider.
Wind warning apple cider. Okay.
It's good. It's
Okay.
all homemade, all local.
Sweet. We'll have to
That's
go
awesome.
check it out for
Yeah,
sure
for
then. I know. Last night we had to settle with the Papa. No, what was it? Not
Pizza
Papa
Hut.
Pizza Hut, which was awesome because they closed our Pizza Hut down.
Yeah, we
so
don't
were
have a
thankful
Pizza
to have
Hut
Pizza Hut.
So,
we have no Pizza Hut.
but I guess that does it for this episode of Breaking Trad.
It does.
It does.
Until next time, guys. Bye now. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Matt.
We're not done. Bye.
Bye.
Roll that outro.
Guys, we're glad you could join us for this week's episode of Breaking Trad. We hope you had as much fun as we did.
You can catch the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts.
You can contact us at breakingtradpodcast@gmail.com or on Facebook at breakingtradal and on Instagram at breaking_trad. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel.
Remember to subscribe and follow us. That way you'll get notifications every time we drop a new episode.
Join us next week, and remember,
Make every shot count.